Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're strapping on something, well, seriously capable. The brand new Tudor Pelagos Ultra.
Ooh, the Ultra.
Nice.
Yeah.
You might know Tudor best for their Black Bay, that fantastic vintage-inspired collection.
Sure, it gets a lot of the attention.
It does. But for those of you who appreciate pure, unadulterated underwater performance, the Pelagos has always been, well, the real workhorse.
Absolutely. And it's fascinating to remember, the Pelagos wasn't some later addition. It actually arrived alongside the original Black Bay back in 2012.
Right, during that big Tudor relaunch.
Exactly. And right from the start, it was engineered as a highly technical instrument, always evolving too for serious diving. They even partnered with units like the French Navy.
That's right. And if you've been following along, you know the Pelagos family has grown quite a bit. We've got the standard 500-meter model, the unique left-handed LHD,
The LHD, yeah.
the more streamlined Pelagos 39, and the purpose-built FXD series developed with military input.
A whole lineup.
But today, our focus is locked in on the new apex predator, you could say. The Tudor Pelagos Ultra. What makes this one stand head and shoulders above the rest?
Ultra is definitely the key word here. But before we get into the nuts and bolts of its incredible capabilities, let's really nail down what the Pelagos is at its core.
Good idea.
Like, what's the fundamental difference in feel and design compared to the Black Bay for you, the listener?
Well, if the Black Bay feels like a nod to classic style, right? The Pelagos is just pure, uncompromised functionality.
Totally.
It's got this very intentional, almost, industrial feel. Forget polished surfaces. This is about rugged capability.
Cold is a good word for it.
Yeah, it's a cold, matte aesthetic, completely focused on getting the job done. Now, don't mistake that utilitarian vibe for anything less than top-tier quality, though.
Oh, definitely not. The fit and finish are superb.
Exactly what you expect from Tudor. It simply speaks to a different kind of appreciation, wouldn't you agree?
I would. An appreciation for substance above all else. Precisely. And that Ultra designation, it signals we're looking at far more than just a minor tweak.
Okay.
The headline, of course, is that staggering 1,000-meter depth rating.
1,000 meters.
Wow, that's 3,280 feet. But what's truly compelling is that Tudor has used Ultra to signify a comprehensive evolution, really positioning it as the leading edge of the Pelagos line.
So a new generation almost.
Sort of, yeah. And importantly, for those of you who already appreciate the existing models, it's not replacing the 500-meter version.
Ah, good to know.
It's taking its place at the top.
Okay, so let's dive into this Ultra evolution then, starting with the case itself. What's new and noteworthy there for us?
Well, the case retains that signature fully brushed, all-matte titanium construction. That's key to the Pelagos identity.
Right.
But Tudor has strategically used different grades of titanium here, mostly grade 2 for the main structure, middle case bezel crown because it balances strength and how easily it can be machined. But the case back uses the even more robust grade 5 titanium. That's where extra durability is paramount.
Makes sense.
This choice of material not only minimizes reflections, which is great underwater, but also gives the watch a slightly darker, more serious presence compared to steel.
And size-wise, anything change?
There is a slight increase, yeah. It's now 43 millimeters in diameter, up from 42 millimeters on the standard Pelagos.
Okay, 1 millimeter.
And the lug-to-lug distance has grown slightly too, to approximately 52 millimeters from about 50.5 millimeter.
What about thickness? That's often the killer.
Surprisingly, the thickness remains very close, around 14.5 millimeters versus 14.3 millimeters on the standard, so barely noticeable there.
Now, for you listening who are thinking about how this will actually feel, that slight size increase, 43 millimeter, 52 lug to lug, might raise a question about wrist presence. What's your take on how it wears in the real world?
That's a really important consideration, absolutely. While the numbers do indicate a slightly larger watch, in practice, the difference isn't dramatic.
Okay.
Even on a smaller wrist, say around 16.5 centimeters, the Pelagos Ultra doesn't feel overwhelmingly large.
And why is that, do you think?
The inherent lightness of titanium, it plays such a crucial role here.
Right.
To give you some context, it actually tends to wear more comfortably than some similarly sized steel dive watches. Like, think about the Rolex Sea Dweller.
Also 43 millimeter.
Also 43 millimeter, but noticeably heavier because it's steel. This titanium makes a huge difference.
That's really reassuring for anyone who might be on the fence due to those size specs. What other refinements has Tudor made to the case itself?
Several subtle but significant ones. The crown guards, for example, they've been redesigned.
How so?
They're more ergonomic now with a curve that flows really nicely with the bezel's edge, and they have a slightly extended profile. Better protection, better feel.
Okay.
The crown itself has been updated too, deeper grooves, much more secure grip, especially with gloves, I imagine.
Still got the shield logo.
Still proudly displays the modern Tudor shield, yep. And the bezel frame, the edge of the bezel, has also received this more tactile treatment, deeper, more pronounced notches.
Easier to turn.
Exactly. Easier to manipulate.
Mm.
And as you would expect for a watch engineered to this depth, a helium escape valve remains positioned at 9 o'clock.
For sat diving, got it.
Yep, for professional saturation diving.
Okay, let's move our attention then to the bezel insert and the crystal.
Yeah.
What are the key details there that stand out for you?
Right, so the bezel maintains its unidirectional rotation, obviously. Critical safety feature for divers.
Can't accidentally add time.
Precisely. Only shorten it. The insert itself is crafted from matte black ceramic.
Nice and tough.
Incredibly resilient, scratch-proof, and the entire 60-minute scale is fully luminous in white.
Bright loom.
Very bright. Now, here's a fascinating detail that really highlights Tudor's focus on functionality for divers.
Oh.
All the markers on the bezel and the dial, they emit a blue glow. Except for the pip, the little dot within the bezel's triangle, and the minute hand.
What do they do?
They both glow green.
Ah, interesting. Why?
Well, this deliberate color differentiation is a really thoughtful touch. It aids in quick and unambiguous time readings underwater, particularly for tracking elapsed dive time using the minute hand against the bezel. Every second can count down there.
Clever detail.
And the crystal. Protecting the dial is an anti-reflective domed sapphire crystal. Helps maintain clarity even at sharp angles or, when light hits it weirdly underwater.
Good stuff. Now, the dial itself has undergone some changes as well, hasn't it? I noticed something immediately.
Yes, one of the defining characteristics of the earlier Pelagos models, that sort of stepped or notched inner flange surrounding the hour markers.
Yeah, the little cutouts.
Those are gone. It's been replaced by a more traditional angled rehaut.
More like the Pelagos 39.
Exactly, a design choice that brings it more in line visually with the Pelagos 39. And speaking of the 39, the Ultra now also features those superb luminescent ceramic composite monoblock 3D applied hour markers.
Oh, those are great.
They really are.
Right.
Set against a deep matte black base, they just pop. Contribute significantly to the watch's exceptional legibility.
Everything seems bigger, too.
You notice, yes, all the key dial elements, the hands and the markers, have been scaled up in size compared to the standard 500-meter Pelagos. Again, maximizing visibility in challenging underwater conditions.
It makes sense for an ultra dive watch.
Totally.
Yeah.
And of course, the iconic snowflake handset, a signature Tudor design, remains.
Still got the square on the second's hand.
Including that distinct square luminous element on the second's hand, which, interestingly, is gradually being phased out on many of the newer Black Bay models, so it's nice to see it strongly represented here.
Okay, so we've explored the exterior enhancements. Really impressive upgrades there. Now let's delve into what's powering this beast. The movement. It's not the same as the standard Pelagos, is it?
You're absolutely right. At the heart of the Pelagos Ultra beats the caliber MT5612U.
Dash U.
Now, while it shares its fundamental architecture with the MT5612 found in the 500-meter Pelagos, meaning it's still manufactured by Kinesi, Tudor's dedicated movement facility.
Right there, in-house setup.
That U suffix signifies a really significant leap forward. Master chronometer certification by METUS.
METUS. Okay, I know COSC, but METUS.
What does that really mean?
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
This is in addition to the already stringent COSC chronometer certification that Tudor movements typically achieve.
So it's double certified.
Effectively, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The METUS certification, overseen by the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology, is even tougher than COSC.
Okay, that sounds impressive, but for you listening, what does this dual certification actually translate to in terms of real-world performance? Like, why should I care?
It means exceptional precision and reliability that goes, well, above and beyond standard chronometer ratings.
Well, accurate.
Tudor claims an accuracy of -2 to +4 seconds per day, which is remarkably tight. Better than standard COSC METUS 4 +6.
That's very good. But the METUS certification adds another crucial layer. Guaranteed resistance to strong magnetic fields. Up to 15,000 gas.
15,000. That's huge.
It is. So whether you're working around powerful magnets in a lab or frankly just surrounded by the everyday tech we all use, phones, laptops, speakers,
Which is pretty much everyone.
right, you can have confidence that the watch's accuracy won't be affected by magnetism. It's a major real-world benefit.
Okay, that's compelling. Anything else about the movement?
Yeah, the basics are still excellent. It operates at a frequency of 4 hertz, features a non-magnetic silicone hairspring for enhanced reliability.
Helps with that magnetic resistance, too.
It does, and it provides a minimum guaranteed power reserve of 65 hours.
So, weekend proof.
Pretty much. Take it off on Friday evening. It'll still be running strong on Monday morning. No need to reset it.
That's a serious piece of engineering ticking inside. Now, a true tool watch, especially one like this, needs a robust bracelet, right?
Oh, absolutely. And the bracelet connection.
What can you tell us about the Pelagos Ultras? Do they upgrade that too?
Tudor has really pulled out all the stops with the bracelet and clasp system here. It's quite something.
Okay.
So it's a classic 3-link design, crafted from fully satin-brushed titanium, naturally maintaining that consistent matte aesthetic throughout the watch.
Matches the case perfectly.
Exactly. And it has a standard 22mm lug width, so strap changes are possible if you want. But the real innovation lies in the clasp.
The clasp. What's so special?
It's an absolute masterpiece of engineering. I mean, really designed with real-world diving use in mind. First, it incorporates a safety catch, standard, but essential to prevent accidental opening.
Non-negotiable for a dive watch.
Totally. Then there's their advanced T-fit system.
Ah, the quick adjust.
Yes, but it's like next level here. It allows for incredibly easy and completely tool-free micro adjustments to the bracelet length.
Oh, micro adjustment.
It offers 5 positions within an 8mm range. And here's a neat touch. It even includes a luminous indicator on the outside of the clasp.
Lume is what?
So you can quickly see which setting you're on, even in low light or murky water. Just a little detail, but shows the thought that went into it.
Wow. And there's more to this high-tech clasp than just the T-fit adjustment, right? I thought I read something about springs.
It did, exactly. Integrated within the clasp are a pair of ingenious internal springs. This is the Pelagos signature clasp feature, really.
What do they do?
They allow the bracelet to automatically expand and contract slightly as your wrist size subtly changes. Think about pressure variations at different depths underwater.
Ah, compression.
Right. Or even just normal temperature fluctuations day to day. These springs ensure a consistently comfortable and secure fit at all times, whether you're on the surface or deep below, and especially when worn over a wetsuit sleeve.
That's brilliant auto-adjusting, basically.
In a way, yeah. It compensates for those small changes. And, of course, it wouldn't be a proper dive watch without a substantial flipping diver's extension for wearing over thicker dive suits.
Got the whole package, then.
It's clear that Tudor has deeply considered the practical needs of divers in every single aspect of this bracelet and clasp design. It's fantastic.
Okay, impressive bracelet. What about options beyond titanium, though? Does the Pelagos Ultra come with any alternative straps in the box?
Yes, it does, which is always nice. The Pelagos Ultra is supplied as standard with an additional black rubber strap.
Just a basic strap.
No, this isn't just some throwaway rubber strap. It features a proper titanium pin buckle matching the case material.
Good.
And importantly, it comes with fitted titanium end links.
Ah, so it integrates cleanly with the case.
Perfectly. Ensures a really integrated and high-quality look and feel against the case, not just a strap slapped on.
Nice touch. Anything else included?
Tudor also includes a separate rubber extension piece. This can add a significant 110 millimeters in length.
Wow, that's long.
Yeah, providing even greater versatility for wearing over really bulky dry suits or other types of diving gear.
Very comprehensive package. One minor point, though swapping between the titanium bracelet and the rubber strap. Quick change.
No, that's the only, perhaps minor omission for you strap enthusiasts. It does require tools, like a spring bar tool. There isn't a quick change system implemented here.
Okay, good to know. Finally, let's talk positioning. Where does the Pelagos Ultra sit within the wider Tudor collection? And the big question, what will it cost you?
Right. So the Pelagos Ultra firmly establishes itself as the new flagship model within the Pelagos family, the top dog.
Makes sense with that spec sheet.
Exactly. As such, it carries a price tag of 5,960 euros.
Okay, 5,960 euros. How does that compare to the standard 500-meter Pelagos?
The standard is currently 5,230 euros, so it's a noticeable step up, about 730 euros more.
That's a fair chunk of change, but Worth it?
Well, worth it is always subjective, isn't it? But when you really consider the advanced engineering, the premium material choices, like those specific titanium grades,
The Metis
the
certification?
rigorous dual METAs and Chi-SC certifications, the incredible clasp, the 1,000-meter rating, and you look at its position amongst other high-performance dive watches in the market. The price, while not, accessible maybe, it feels genuinely justified for what you're getting. It stacks up very well against the competition.
And is this a limited thing or here to stay?
Good news for those considering it. It's now a permanent addition to Tudor's lineup, not limited edition.
Okay, good. So to sort of bring it all together then, this deep dive into the Tudor Pelagos Ultra, it really reveals a watch that represents a significant evolution for the Pelagos line, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It takes that purposeful, technically driven design we know and love and just elevates it. Substantially increased depth rating, numerous thoughtful material and design upgrades across the case, the bezel, the dial, and that incredibly impressive Metis Master Chronometer certification inside.
It really is the whole package upgraded.
Yeah.
And the Pelagos Ultra isn't chasing vintage aesthetics or, fleeting trends.
No, definitely not.
It is a serious, no-nonsense tool watch built for ultimate underwater capability, pretty much devoid of any unnecessary embellishments.
Function first.
Totally. For you, the listener who values that focused, function-first approach, it's an exceptionally compelling proposition, I think.
Agreed. And that leaves us with a final thought for you listening to consider. Given this remarkable combination of, well, cutting-edge technical prowess and that really understated, purely functional design, what kind of adventures, whether they are real explorations beneath the waves or perhaps just the ambitious goals you set for yourself every day, might this uncompromising watch be the perfect companion for?
Something to think about.